Joined in the studio by Collin Benjamin, no doubt one of Namibia's biggest football heroes with a career that transcended borders and talent that made him a fan favorite. A former Brave Warriors midfielder, he spent most of his professional career with Hamburg SV while representing the land of the brave at the international level. Benjamin represented Namibia at the 2008 African Cup of Nations, earning 32 caps, and he captained the team for several years. In 2016, he started a new chapter in his career by grooming young talent and helping them to make the grade in European football. Mr. Collin Benjamin, good morning and thank you so much for joining us.
Shay, wonderful. Thank you very much. Nice to be here.
Yeah. We're here to learn about your story, to learn about what is that thing that lives inside you that makes you want to just go and grow even more and share that with other Namibians. Let's start with your childhood. What kind of childhood did you have growing up?
Yeah, I would say I had a normal childhood. Born bred in Kazutura, was born in the Kazutura hospital, so what we normally do in the location, what the boys are doing now, normal, easy, reserved. Grew up with my mom, my grandmother, and a lot of cousins in the house, and was actually the only boy. And yeah, so it was a reserve, normal. We play till sunset. We go to school, we eat our bread with jam, sometimes with the peanut butter.
Estura style diet.
Straight. So yeah, I would say it was a wonderful one.
Playing out there in the streets with your cousins and growing up in Dura, what were some of your biggest dreams as a child when you were growing up? Some of the things that you think about?
You know, it's for some funny reason, my grandmother used to say when she's getting old, she's like, hey, you know, my son, you're gonna have to go work at CDM. And then I was like, why? But she never really gave me that answer. But most of the time it was like, you know, you're gonna get me out of poverty. You know,
you are my answer.
Exactly. And you ask yourself why? Because back in the day, yeah, if the status and then people come from CDM, everybody is assumed that they have a lot of money and it's all well and this and that. And I suppose somehow in your head it's like, hey, if I do make it to CDM, I don't know what they do there, but I'm gonna be good and my grandmother's gonna be okay.
Now, just to give a quick history lesson to the listeners, CDM stands for Consolidated Diamond Mining, which used to be NAMDEB way before it became NAMDEB. Tell us about the lessons. You mentioned your grandmother. What are some of the lessons that she taught you or instilled that you took from her and your elders and carry that with you throughout your life?
Yeah, you know, I wouldn't say that we didn't have a whole lot, but we also, I wouldn't say that we didn't have nothing. We just had what was okay for us to go by.
And enough.
So, so if I would probably see you with nice shoes and stuff, and I'll ask my grandma or my mom, and they tell me forever like, no, you don't have that. You have that what you have, and you have to make that happen with what you have.
And be grateful for that.
And be grateful for that. So to a certain extent, even till now, if I don't have $10 to get that pie, I'll probably have a bread, you know. So I always try to make that happen with what I have. And it's probably one of the biggest ones that actually also kind of shaped me, and I still love it till today.
Growing up in Tula, I know that there's always a Zula. You've always got a Zula somewhere, whether even if you're already working, you still have to have a side hustle. Did you have something like that growing up in your time? You
know, my mom at home, she used to, yeah, my grandmother first. My grandmother, obviously they grew the tombo. So I would say the first 3 years of my school year, the school fees was finest through the tombo. And after that, my mom's, she was selling fish. So she will fry this fish at home and then we have to go sell at the bus stop. Now at some point I was like, you know what, I can't just do my cousins, they're girls. They go sell the fish, and if the stock is finished, I have to run home
go get the.
So at some point I was like, you know what, man, let me also go buy my sweets, and then I sell my sweets.
Also on the side.
But then I went bankrupt very quickly.
Because you were eating the sweets.
You know, like I sell one, and I was like, I have to reward myself. You know, so I'll eat the next one, and at some point I couldn't buy my stock. Yeah, but growing up, then at some point my stepdad came into the picture. Yeah, may so rest in peace. He passed. He left us around 2007, 2008. So he was then also used to take me to soccer games at the Kazutura Stadium, now the 70 Stadium. And at some point I was like, there's a lot of people here come on, cook for me lemuna. So I bought a sack of oranges and I would sell the oranges, you know. And yeah, so I did that, selling oranges at the Kazatura Stadium, and at the same time watching soccer. That was actually kind of cool.
That is
and
awesome.
later when I went to high school and then I went to NASTA, my uncle had this taxi, he still has a prime radio taxi. So he would ask me on weekends when he goes to his family to the farm or something, like, yeah, come, I'm the receptionist, so I'll answer the phone. So I always had a little pocket money in my
a little something from a young age. You know, a lot of young children these days will be like, "Ek lekkers verkoop vir wie?" Wow. They don't understand that these are things that are just preparing you for later in life. Your morning routine must be one hell of a one. Even you're a footballer. Tell us about what does it consist of and how does it look?
If I make correct you, X.
X, X, sorry.
Former. Yeah, but now, I normally wake up around 5:30. Yeah, the kids around that time also, they wake up around before 6. My wife also around that time, and yeah, I always have a coffee and I just relax and I check through the pages, what's happening, take the kids to school, and yeah, I do some sport as well, and then my day would start around 8 o'clock, so nothing special really.
So I was leaving work on the 1st of January, and I was driving past Independence Avenue, and you were taking a jog. On the 1st of January, I was like, yo, when does my New Year's resolution kick in? His is already, and I was like, this must be his thing. Is that something that you do to keep fit all the time and just on point?
Obviously football has always been a part of my life, and I've been training, I don't know, since I was like 15 or so. So yeah, and I turned professional, and then it's about your body. It's what you put in, it's basically the engine, it's your palace. So when I retired around 2012-13, I think for 6 months or so, I didn't do any sport. Because I was just happy because I'm not going to be, nobody's weighing me, nobody's taking my blood samples, nobody is telling me what to eat and this and that. So I was actually, like in that thing, like, wow, freedom, Sarafina, And I think for 6 or so months, I didn't do anything. I was just enjoying it. And obviously at some point, then you become a bit bigger and this and that. And at some point, I wake up at night and you're sweating and this and that. So
it's not normal. Not used to that. Yeah.
And the doctor said, hey, listen, my man, you're not going to live longer because the heart is big. It needs to keep working. So as much as it's probably something that you like doing, it's a routine and this and that, but it's also health reasons.
Yes, to continue to
do
that.
I do that. I play some soccer with some of the guys sometimes, and I run and just keep fit.
Speaking about the guys, what is your one challenge for Namibian football administrators for 2021?
I don't think this is not even a joke, and we can talk hours and hours about that. I think they're very aware of what they've done to the current youth and what's happening. So, just start the damn.
Let's just do the thing. What are we waiting for, please?
Exactly. So, but I think they know that it's actually one minute before 12. Probably actually 10 before. It's already over 12.
Past 12.
So I'm sure they're gonna do it. And, and I don't think we should actually celebrate that it's duty.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just duty. It's the job is the job. Let's do it. What are the 3 tips you have for young footballers? Those guys who have, they used to give in that Kickoff magazine posters of you. They still probably have it on their walls. Who look up there and they think, I want to be like that man someday. What would you say to them? The 3 things that come to you?
Yeah, I would normally say that you gotta have that vision and you gotta work for it. Talent beats hard work. There's many talented guys. I think when I was growing up, there were so many talented guys, more talented than you. But I think what gave me the edge was work. I put in the work. So talent's gonna beat the work, and you have to be consistent. Sometimes you don't see that picture. You just don't see it. But if you somehow deep down know what you want, you're gonna be working on that, and that's what they probably call passion.
That feeling.
It's just like nobody can explain it to you. It's just somehow in the consistency and that passion. And then at the same time, now I would say it's the whole world wants to do that certain thing.
Yes.
It's a whole lot of people. So you good at what you do, but there's a whole lot of them. But so you gotta find that edge, and I would say that edge always go a little bit further than that. But at the same time, you know, we gotta have that education, man. Even if you do make it, you earn that $10. You know what to have to do with that $10. So I would say, while you crafting your that art that you want to do, do the education part, get that, you know. And I'm not saying education is this big degree, but just keep working,
get a
keep
little
learning,
something.
keep studying,
That's right.
have a side something.
That's right. Yeah.
Side.
And absolutely, like footballers retire very young, so you need something to fall back on so you can continue with your life after that. Yeah.
Most definitely.
Most
I mean, some of them retired nowadays, 36, 37.
Mm-hmm.
That's also when you didn't have so many injuries and you're looking well after yourself.
Still.
And things are becoming younger. Say 17-year-olds coming through. So you're gonna be retiring. I retired at 35, and I'm like, okay, I'm a retiree. And okay, you know, what do you do now? So come on, you know. So yeah, it's a short career, and you have to. There's a life after that.
Yeah.
And they normally say the 3 years after retirement is the most hardest and difficult ones.
Yeah.
And if you can somehow get something to do and be in a good space after the three years, then I think you kind of have your vision and where you want to go.
I'm going to let you go in a bit, but I've got one more question for you, and this one pertains to the land of the brave. Namibia is on fire right now with so much is happening. Even the youth are getting excited and getting involved, and everybody's participating. What are you hopeful for the future of Namibia? What do you look forward to being a part of, and what do you look forward for your children to be a part of?
You know, I think if you look at, like you rightfully mentioned, the vibe, there's so many creatives around, you know, the minds are working. And I think this generation that's basically now growing up, they're going to make things happen. You know, I think back in the day it was more on culture and tradition, but there's a lot of potential. And I think when we harness and we nurture and we keep working on ourselves, keep trying to be better than yesterday, I think we're going to be in a great place. I look around here, your studio, and the people working in, and it's like it's lions that's in a cage that's waiting to be unleashed, and I think that's the potential that Namibia is showing. And so I would just say, underline that and say, let's just do it. The policies and everything, they're really good. It's the implementation. Let's just do it. And I think if we just keep on doing, we're going to be in a good space.
Absolutely.
Oh man, can I live for another 100
Are you
years?
excited? I can see it. He's getting excited.
Oh, yeah.
No, you're absolutely right. We've got to do the work and we've got to put in the extra effort. Mr. Benjamin, thank you so much for everything that you have done for our nation, for the work that you put in and your efforts, and for showing young boys from Katutura and young girls as well that the dreams are worth something. So live in yourself, live for your passion, and don't forget to be humble and respectful. Thank you so much for your time this morning.
Okay. Thanks for having me. Wonderful. I enjoyed it, and hopefully I can come back some other time as well.
Yeah, like you were saying, you can just bring your laptop and just pretend you don't know us and sit here and work from the office.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Head on over to social media and check out this interview as it went down in the studio. But I must remind you to keep an eye out for the dreams that this man can make true. Other work that